All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Again, we have a very, very special guest with us. She is an entrepreneur, author, and retired military officer with a heart of serving her community through teaching entrepreneurship and providing marketing resources to women who want to launch their own businesses. She also found a website and branding development company dedicated to helping women in business grow their impact through marketing using a tool that called Boss Lady Bio that is demonetizing. I can't even say the word right now.
Democratizing. Yep.
Yes, but really helping women really access their potential through their websites and how they can stand out at the first choice for women who want to be simple and affordable when it comes to marketing tools in their businesses. And so please help me welcome Miss Jen Gerswold.
Yeah,
Welcome,
thank
Jen.
you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. So super interesting, right? Like I know, of course, I had to learn it the hard way in my business, and that's the whole point of this show, where I had to do it wrong to do it right. And I know for the longest time, I needed to focus on sales and making money because that's what business is all about. But really come to realize when I'm more seasoned into my business, marketing is actually senior to sales. And so it's such a great topic to really talk about, especially with you, is to learn more about how that all really is supposed to unfold. It really depends on someone's, I would say, lifestyle, speaking from my own business, and what it is that they're looking to achieve in terms of their ultimate goals. So before we get started with all of that goodness about marketing, Jen, can you please share with us what's your story and how did you, like, what inspired you to do what you do today, first of all?
Yeah, it was a kind of a long, windy road to get there when I think back on it now. As you mentioned, I had a career in the Air Force. So I went to the Air Force Academy. I met my husband there. I was an officer in aircraft maintenance. So I was a woman in a very male-dominated career field where I was out on the flight line and, working all sorts of weird shifts and different things. And then we started having kids. And then it was like a whole new chapter for me started. And it was like I had to rebuild my whole identity again, because as a mom, just none of that was really possible when my husband, who's a pilot, was, deploying all over the place. So the new life started once I had kids, and I realized, okay, I got to find something flexible, knowing that we were going to be moving a lot, and that my background in aircraft maintenance wouldn't really slide into a part-time job. So I started a business in home staging and decorating about 12 years ago, back when it was a brand new concept, and really just kind of a hobby job to keep myself, moving a little bit. I would I would make just enough to pay for the babysitter, and that was about all it was. But it taught me that entrepreneurship really was an avenue for me to have that kind of flexibility that I needed. And then I jumped into a direct selling company, which I've had for the past decade, and have grown that really beautifully. And that gave me the jumping off point to help more women who didn't want to do that kind of business, but wanted to start a traditional business. And that's what we did, and what we're doing now with Boss Lady Bio.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're really focusing around marketing and such. And so I guess when it comes to marketing, there are so many strategies that's out there, right? Like, what is your company specializes in, and what is your, I want to say, expert area in terms of marketing for your experience?
Yeah. Well, for this last decade, I have a team of about 9,000 women who are marketing mostly online, which I would say anybody who has, any sort of online presence is using some sort of online marketing, right? And what I saw was that a lot of these women wasted a lot of time not knowing what works and throwing spaghetti at the wall of saying, I know I got to show up on social media every day, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. They had terrible calls to action, and it was just brutal to watch everybody waste so much time on social media without a whole lot of traction. On the flip side, I would see them spend a lot of money on websites, formal traditional websites that would cost upwards of $10,000. And myself included, I did this a couple times, where I spent all this money, and yet it was not a nimble site that could change with the modern everyday things I was doing on social media. So we sought out to create a tool that would help sort of fix these two problems at the same time, giving people an instant website that costs a teensy fraction of what a traditional website costs, and that women could handle with the simple technology behind it, that a busy woman could actually, handle doing this from her cell phone, to update her site daily. And also a link in bio, so that when you have a call to action in an Instagram post or in a Facebook story, you can actually send them to somewhere that actually gets their information and continues them through the track to actually make a purchase. So it's been really fun to watch this build women's confidence in their online, whatever their service or product is, to be able to sell it effectively without a whole lot of cost.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So is this what you're referring to as the Boss Lady bio system?
Yes.
Can you tell
Yeah.
us more specific about that, and what is it meant to do, and who is it for? Like which industry? If you can share more about that would be great.
Yeah, it's really for anybody. I mean, we market specifically to women, knowing that they're busy. They don't really want to learn a whole lot of technical background. They don't want to learn how to code. They don't want to have to, know a whole lot of a whole bunch of deep levels of steps in the backside of their website, and that they're daily on, social media. So this really can work for any kind of business. It really can work for a whole lot of other things too. We market to women business owners, but you could use this for a whole host of other instant website needs. I have 2 teenagers who are trying to get recruited by colleges. You can put sports clips on there. You could have an interactive resume. There's a whole bunch of other uses. Nonprofits, love the instant cheap website version that we offer. So really what we're offering is a templated website that's mobile friendly, very easy to set up in minutes. And we have a whole bunch of templates that are women friendly. A lot of the feedback we got from the first generation of link in bio tools is that they're kind of boring and they don't have a whole lot of pizzazz. And as a woman business owner, we want to look good, and we want to be, branded. And so this gives a lot of great options that are just click of a button. You get to put a website, a new template on, you can change it every quarter. Really easy to do.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, one of the biggest things when I first started my business and, diving into the online world, that was the first thing that I was intimidated by, was like the technology, like the website, the lead pages, what do you call a lead magnet? What is that? And so, I really think that it's amazing what you have, because that used to be also most of my clients, I want to say bottleneck. They would sit there and write copy all day, or, work and feel like they have to generate that 5,000, 10,000 before they can actually build a website. And usually that's how they hide behind the business, rather than going out and getting sales and just forget about that. Like, no, like just get this done and move on. And so you're really solving that one really huge, I want to say, step for most of the business owners. And even, for those who are listening, who are more seasoned, yes, you may have to rebrand. I have in my time since 2015 have rebranded like 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's important to do that, because you want to keep your brand really fresh, and you want to keep evolving with your brand. And also you want to be competitive with what's in the market right now. So that's really amazing that, your tool and the option to make changes as often and as easy as a click of a button. So it's so amazing. So it sounds like to me, based on your story so far, that it seems smooth sailing, or is that not true? Can you, because the intention, I know you're like, no, the intention of this show is, yes, to share with the women in business, and especially for those moms who are really struggling trying to manage it all, that it's truly possible and they should stick with it. But I want to also keep it real to the also audience that there are challenges with entrepreneurship as well, right? And everything looks these days like it's rainbows and unicorns, overnight success, but I would say that's not entirely true, or that's not the whole picture. So Jen, could you share more with the women of what are some challenges that you overcame, and then what they should look out for if they're looking to stay in business or start a business?
Oh gosh, I think we could do an hour on this just alone. So one of the things I'll say is that the military was a really good prep for me for entrepreneurship, because things I learned in the military are a lot of patience, because, military life can be all over the place and you have to have a lot of patience. You also have to have that in entrepreneurship. It doesn't just happen overnight. The other thing is,
Wasn't.
yeah, the military taught me to roll with the punches. And that's the other thing that I think a good entrepreneur just has to know. It's not going to be exactly as you plan it. You got to be able to roll with punches. So motherhood is also that way, I would say.
Yes, yes.
I love to tell the story of what I call my girl on the floor story, when I was transitioning away from active duty, where I was a captain in the Air Force. People listened to me, like I could get things done. It was very effective career field. And then I came into stay-at-home motherhood, which like blew my mind. And I felt like I was terrible and nothing happened how it was supposed to. And it was a lot harder. And I had this moment, this girl on the floor moment, where my husband was deployed. My 2 kids were both sick. I was miserable. And I thought, is this it? Is this all there is for me? And I remember visibly having this moment where I looked at my 2 kids sitting on the floor and I thought, you know what? You're made for more than this. And that was the moment that I decided that I was going to get back to work. And I didn't know exactly what that looked like, but that eventually led me to entrepreneurship. And I think we all have that moment of like, is this it? Is this the way the rest of my life's going to go? And entrepreneurship can be such a fantastic, flexible way to sort of see your dreams again. Because I think a lot of moms put their dreams on the shelf. It will not be easy. I mean, my first business, I have visions of my 2 kids in the back of the car as I was staging homes. So I was decorating homes. I had all this inventory. I had plants all around them in the back seat because I couldn't afford many hours of babysitters at that point in time. I was kind of just getting going. So I would bring a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old at night into these homes and we would decorate them. And I would say, one kid, take this plastic plant to that room, another kid. And I figured it out. And that's kind of how you have to do it at the beginning, is just sort of what I call messy and afraid. It's not going to be perfect, but boy, did that teach me a lot. Like I look back at that now and all the grit I had to get through that, to become profitable, to eventually sell that business and then move on to the next one. That's the kind of stuff that moms are great at. So apply it to entrepreneurship.
Oh my gosh. I think that's like a incredible 2 little stories. One, it's on the floor, and then one juggling and taking the kids to those staging appointments. I mean, really, like that's real. I mean, for me, sometimes, honestly, I had to take clients' calls in the car because that was the quietest place in the whole neighborhood. And that was okay with my clients because I know that I have their best interest at heart. Like rather than sitting in a house like noisy and things like that, I was like, look, don't worry about the background. Just worry about the content and what we're going to be talking about and getting you the results, for. So, that's it. I love that you were able to share those moments because this is what they get to hear, that no matter what it is that they're going through, that the fact that they're going through it, or at least considering whatever, to go through with their plan, is all it needs to happen, is taking action and stepping up to it.
And I also think, again, because I have this group of 9,000 women, I'm always, dipstick testing things with. And I would say after COVID, people have really dropped this need to be perfect. We've all become a more authentic version of ourselves, I think. And when you're out on Instagram or Facebook showing the behind the scenes of being an entrepreneur, especially if you're a solopreneur, people want to know the person that they're buying from. Now, you may not show them all the messy things in the background, but show them a little taste of what you do. Maybe you're taking a call in the car or whatever, but I think that actually makes you more endearing, and they will know, like, and trust you even more because you show those vulnerable moments. And I'm seeing that a lot on social media now. Less perfection, more real.
Yeah, absolutely. And and I think that's how some of us are doing so well, but with just really connecting, with our audience. I mean, I just literally a couple of weeks ago showed up with my hair wet, coming from a workout, teaching a training. And I said, look, it's me skipping the workout, not having a clear mind, coming to teach you a class, or coming with wet hair. Which one would you prefer? You want me to be clear-minded and teach you everything that I need to know about this topic with what hair, right? Yeah.
Right.
And so, yeah, and I love that. And I think with everything that came out from the pandemic, I think it's of all of us really coming together and understanding that it's really okay to start with, you know, where we are, because that's exactly where we need to begin. So amazing. So can you please tell us more about how the audience can find you and what's up and coming for Jen?
Yeah, you can find everything about what we do at bossladybio.com. And we are really excited because we have been in business with this particular tool now for about 18 months. It's grown more than I could have ever imagined. I think we've really hit a chord with what women need. And we have some very exciting things coming up. I probably shouldn't say them, publicly, but I think we're going to have some interest in our company and show some big growth over the next year. So keep your eye on it and we may also be doing a rebranding, as you mentioned. That's a common thing in this world that shifts so quickly. Not only do you need an instant website that you can easily edit from your on the go from the carpool line, but also, when you're growing, you might be changing things frequently. So we'll be doing that as well. And I love to mention too that we, at least from my own research, are the only link in bio tool or instant website that's made by women. We have a team of 9 women that work on this, and we make this tool for women, and then we give back to women. So we give back to military organizations that are helping women learn entrepreneurship. With every purchase, we give $1. So it's a really cool cycle of service, I think, to be able to make this and then give back to the military community. So that's what we're up to. And then I think we're going to give away a goodie today as well.
Yes. So, and thank you so much for your generosity. Indeed. Yes. Thank you in advance. And on behalf of all of the participants, that Jen's actually giving us a 50% off on the account, on one of the accounts, to use it for a month to see what it's like at bossladybio.com. So you can sign up, and the coupon code is BOSSBIO. Use that as checkout, and you'll get to use the platform for the month and see what it looks like. You also could invite your friend for a free month as well, and see if it's a workable tool for you. And I highly recommend it. You can't live without it, even if you don't have what you perceive to be an online business. It's actually a tool. Imagine it's a business card, not like a electronic business card, because people don't take physical business cards any longer. They like, oh, what is your email address? Or how do we find you? Just like the way that Jen just said it, bossladybio.com is where you can find me. And so thank you so much for everything, of course, for your service, first of all, being a part of the military and keeping us all safe. And of course, showing us women, especially moms, working mom, that is possible, to follow, their dreams, and just to put in the work, put in the hard work, and being patient with the process. So if anything, I got that message very clear, that business is a long haul. Business is being patient and allowing yourself to evolve and grow. Thank you so much, Jen, for your time today.
Yeah, and I would mention too, to anybody out there that's starting, the other thing that I love with Boss Lady Bio is we create a community. So if you need help getting going, we do have a membership community where people can, help each other, which I think I wished I had when I first started, to have that other mom who's starting her business too and trying to juggle the kids and all that. So the 50% off works for the membership or the pro, which is the actual paid bio. So feel free to use it. Let us know what you think. Tag us at bossladybio.com and we'll reshare. And we're here to help women empower themselves.
Amazing. Thank you so much again. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the generous offer for us, the audience, and again, for all that you are and all that you do.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you very much.